Jackie has landed. Jackie Ram has landed.
Today we're at DK Gems, Front Street in Phillipsburg. Hello and welcome to my day of opulence. Today I'm visiting my friend Jeff at DK Gems. Poured me a glass of, for those that know me know I actually don't drink alcohol, so I have Sprite today in my champagne glass, but I do have sparkles. So sparkles and Sprite in a champagne, my kind of day. So today, 1 minute. So today, we're going to find out all about Jeff. It's a brilliant story that I know. I'm just going to keep my hand here so you can see my sparkles. It's a story from sadness. It goes up and down really. His story is full of good people, sadness and an interesting tale. So we're going to find out all about Jeff and his life. On the island, Jeff is known very, very well. DK Gems is known very well, and it's kind of everybody's favourite jeweller, or lots of people's favourite jeweller. And so you're going to find out the story behind the man that is Jeff. And we're going to go from early birth right up to here, and him and I starting All About a Smile, which we did just after Irma. So you'll hear that story too. So it's going to be sad to put down my jewels and my Sprite. I've never drunk Sprite in a champagne glass, so that's quite amusing. And we'll get filming and I'll tell you the story. So I know your story, that you grew up with your grandparents, and then when you were 12 years old,
and then I went to Thailand, and yeah, then I continued. And
what was it like suddenly at 12 years old?
I had to go because my dad wasn't feeling well, so then I decided to go and live with them and help with the business as well as study. So at 14 I finished my business management in Thailand and did my fashion consultancy in Bangkok as well.
So this is what your first career was fashion?
Yes, I was in fashion because my dad had his business for 40 years in Thailand.
And dad's business was in fashion?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. He was in custom clothing, so I wanted to take it to another level of having something different done. So, and that's what made me do the business school in Bangkok and then do the fashion school as well.
At what age did you decide to?
18.
Where did you go then at 18?
I was in Bangkok. I ran my dad's business for 10 years and started custom creating stuff, designing stuff, all of that in Bangkok.
And then you moved to Gems, didn't you?
Yes. So at age, it was 97 when I decided that I wanted a different career. And I decided to do the diamond school in GIA in California in 98, so I was there for a couple of years.
That's a big step, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you know, how did you know about it? Is it well known, or what made you pick to go there to California? You went from...
Oh, from Bangkok from Thailand to...
Yeah. California. Why? Why did you choose California?
Because when I was doing my designs in Thailand, I got really was not feeling well, and then when I was with the doctors, they told me to change my career, and the only other career that I always wanted to be was in jewelry. So that made me change my mind and go to GIA in California.
And what was it like turning up? Where did you go? Family, or you were a student?
Student. As a student, I went there, boarding, met really great people. A lot of people from the industries are still my friends for 22 years now. Great life.
So you passed that, And then where did you go?
So I was planning to be in New York to apply for a job there, but when I went there, it was so friggin' cold. I decided to come visit family in St Maarten.
Oh, that's how you got here.
Yeah, I was just coming here for a vacation, and I've been here 25 years now.
And also, was it last year you became a citizen?
Yes, I got my Dutch citizen finally.
And you had to learn Dutch as well
Yep.
to do it.
Yes.
Do you use that at all? Do you speak to people in Dutch?
I do. I do read. I still understand it a lot, and I will be practicing it next week. Speaking in Holland.
And your love for travel, do you think that came from moving around as a child? What?
Actually, the love for travel came when I was in school and I had to take up a course, and I did take up a travel course. And I was a certified travel agent as a young child as well. And a member of the IATA group, and then I learned all my sources and learned how to travel.
So this kind of make it now. I think people watching this will understand you a bit more, because we know. Look at their shirt. We know you love fashion. You love, and so all of this now makes more sense.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, if you wouldn't mind, I want you to tell me the story about the September when Irma hit. Where were you?
I was actually in Holland, and my family was here in St Maarten.
And I know the answer to this, but in one evening, how often did your family have to move from one place to another, because it was literally destroyed?
Yeah, every like half an hour they were asked to move to another room, and then finally to a bunker, which they were there for like 2 days at St Maarten, which was really scary. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't get in touch with them for 10 days.
I remember.
So it was crazy.
And then how long did it take you before you got back to the island? Because the hurricane hit on September 6th? 7th.
6th or 7th.
Yeah,
September 7th.
of course, it was
And
overnight.
and then I was here October 29th.
Yeah, and I got in November the 9th.
9th.
So you landed, and I know you felt guilty because you weren't with your family, but they were all okay. They all survived okay. And then can you just explain what you started doing? You needed to do something. That's how you felt when you got here.
Yeah, I wanted to give back to the island, so we were trying to find out people that really needed stuff. And
no, but you literally got your car and drove.
And drove around the island and saw which neighborhoods really needed help and which were completely destroyed.
I remember you telling me at the time you turned right where you never would normally turn right.
Yes, it was in this one neighborhood, and I saw this one lady under a shed with like 9 kids. And there was no roof, nothing, and I was wondering what the hell she's doing there with 9 kids. And just happened to be, there was a torn up library that we ended up helping in French Quarter.
So I came out and I said to you, can I come with please? I'd like to join you. And we went out the first day and we saw what you're talking about. We saw this lady sitting, because you took me back to where you had seen. There was a little child at her feet, and we stopped and found out that it was an after school club, and they'd lost everything.
Exactly.
And we went into like a different mode, didn't we? Right. So we were introduced to somebody on the French side. I'm sure they were French, and they said we've got a container.
Yes.
So all of a sudden one day, from us doing a little bit and people sending us a bit of money and doing, suddenly we had a container full of clothes, wasn't it?
Yes, it was correct. It was a container full of clothes, and it was all winter clothes, and we were wondering like who the hell would want winter clothes in St Maarten. It actually helped because we had a community that was actually moving back to France and in Holland, and the clothes went in like 20 minutes. The whole container was distributed among all these kids that were moving out.
But we were given so much stuff. I think we became a central point. And do you remember the day we went down K Bay?
Yes. Oh my God.
Scary.
That was crazy.
So we filled the car up. We were a bit nonchalant. we were a bit nonchalant, really,
Yeah,
weren't we?
yeah.
Oh, we can do this. We drove to an area, and the car was stripped in 5 minutes.
Yes.
We was going, we're like, you know, how can we help with these lovely pair of shoes? No, they were in there.
Yeah.
Very quick story is we found a lady in her 80s, Mamala,
Yes.
and she was in a shed, wasn't she? 8 by 3 foot shed.
Yeah, I was passing by and then I saw her, like, she didn't even have a toilet to go to. And I just stopped completely, and then I asked her, where's your restroom? And then she said, just this, and it was just a
Hole.
Yeah, it was just a hall. We went right away to Kuiman, and then we got her the toilet, and then luckily we had this guy that helped us fix it, and we all got it sorted out for her as well.
And there was a lot of people helping her. Eventually we got a container that was turned into a house for her, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was another lady, Constance. We found her also in a house with no roof. Do you remember? No
Yes,
toilet, no
yes,
shower,
crazy.
no food. And she had a stove with only one ring that was working. So we put a toilet in, shower, kitchen. We did do all that.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, this responsibility of all this stuff, we had to be organised. And everybody was sending us money. It was a bit overwhelming.
Exactly.
And now, how many years down the line?
Since 2017, 6 years now.
We are still out there
Yeah.
helping people.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
So Jeff is going to pick something out so I can try on a few things. When I was a child, my grandmother told me that she had been a hand model, and so I wanted to be a hand model by the time I was about 10 years old. So today it's going to be like a dream come true. I'm going to try some jewellery on and be a hand model today. Let me just have a look, hold on. Oh, how exciting. Okay. Does it matter which hand?
No.
Oh my God, this is... Oh, can you... Sparkles on it. Look at that. You can see all the sparkles on it. Okay, let's try one a bit smaller. And, oh yeah, that's a bit of me. And how much... how big is this?
This one is a 3 carat. In the center and 2 carats around it. Yeah.
And I think
So 5 carats total.
this is a bit of me, this one. How fabulous. I think we should try a bracelet on just to match.
Yes.
So this is a custom piece. And what was that?
7 carats of diamonds.
This is 7 carats of diamonds. I think this would be if I went to the Oscars, I'd probably have to have a bodyguard.
For the Oscars, we have bigger.
Do you? Oh my goodness! It is. I mean, I've only got a little. I've got tiny wrists, but yep. And here you can see, racks and racks of amazing, beautiful diamond jewellery. The shop got a little busy, so it was difficult to chat. And I just wanted to try all the jewellery on. But instead, I just watched. So I'm just sitting in Jeff's office, and I wanted to get some photos so I can show you a little bit about a smile. So I just went onto our Facebook page, which is all about a smile, and I thought I'd save some photos. And I've just skipped through hundreds and hundreds of photos over the last 6 years, and kind of I had a bit of a shock really, and forgot about all the things that we've been doing over these 6 years. So I'm going to post some photos just so you can see some of the things we've been doing. This is the lovely Mary Beth, who works with us and has been amazing, especially when I'm not on the island. She's been incredible. And I'm going to have a little interview with her later. And you can see her with Mamala, the lady that we found at 80 who was living in a shed. That first Christmas, we really felt that the children needed to smile. And so we, as you can see, we got a Father Christmas, Jeff dressed up in his outfit. We got lots of friends and we bought loads and loads and loads of gifts, and we travelled the island over that Christmas to schools, to events, and just made children smile. This young man was who played Father Christmas that first year. I remember going to his house to deliver the costume. He was so happy to be Father Christmas, and I realised that he lived in one room with very little furniture. So we managed to get him lots of furniture and make him smile too. We came across a lot of people that didn't have refrigerators, ovens, washing machines, and over about 2 years we bought a lot of electrical equipment for a lot of local people. The library that Jeff was talking about, this was inside. We bought them lots of books because all the books had been destroyed. Everything had been destroyed. And we had a pizza party for the children one day. And just look at those smiles. There was over 100 people homeless, and St Maarten had put them in Carnival Village. And you can see here some of the food. We did it every week. They had employed a chef, and we went shopping weekly or bi-weekly and bought food and delivered it to the homeless. And I have pictures after pictures of lovely people week after week that helped us feed the homeless. Another Christmas party. Lots of our friends got together. Lots of people donated gifts. We had hundreds of gifts, and we did parties in all sorts of places. And you can see here, look at the food. The kids hadn't seen anything like this, and life had been hard for them. And for the local people, I love this picture of this lady. This little boy is called Elvis, and his greatest wish for that Christmas was to have a red bike. And so how could we not buy a bike for this lovely little boy? His smile was wonderful, and we made his Christmas. This is the lovely Anita, Juggy's wife, and this is Kayla. We were told about an orphanage, and we decided to go and visit. We found Kayla laying on the floor, couldn't walk or talk. We found out her story. Her mother caught Zika virus when she was pregnant, and she was the first child on the island to be born with the Zika virus. She just laid there. And I remember being told that she liked music. And so I went immediately and got her a child's mobile so she could watch it. And then we did a lot with Kayla. We got her a physiotherapist. We bought her a wheelchair that changed as she grew up, and lots of other things. Eventually, Kayla went to live back with her mum. One of the other projects that we do regularly is our backpack project. We go and buy children in various places backpacks, either January or August, to go back to school. The children here need to take with them a lot of things to be able to go to school. And so this is a yearly project that we do with the children. At the orphanage, we held lots of parties. This was a pizza party that we held, and I know lots of our friends will remember this as they all came and helped. After they ate, we went outside. We had a candy floss machine. We had entertainers. They had a great big bouncy castle. It was great fun. Our projects can be really varied. We came across a lady that was building her own house and had run out of money, and so we helped by buying the bricks, and then she built the house. It was a really lovely project. Again, to see their smiles when we said, nope, we'll buy you some bricks. We have lots and lots of volunteers that help us when they come on the island, if they live here. This is the lovely Travis, my next door neighbour, with Debbie from ICANN, the children's orphanage, which unfortunately isn't there anymore as she passed away. Here's a day we were there, and here are some lovely children. One day I met this lad, I think it was when I was buying a wheelchair for somebody else, and he couldn't walk very well. And I chatted to him and found out that he'd had both his legs broken and reset because they had grown, the bones had grown incorrectly, and he'd been away for months in hospital, and he just needed some help. And I bought him a brace and some shoes with the help from one of our volunteers. I again came across a young lad that was 23 years old. He'd fallen out of a coconut tree, getting coconuts at the age of 18, and we bought him a wheelchair. This is Constance, the lady we put the bathroom in. This is Tom. You'll find out, Mary Beth will tell you all about that project. And this is my lovely friend Shelley she was then with Save Haven Women's Refuge. Here we had at Christmas time making candy canes, and the lovely Mamala.
Okay.
Hi, Mary Beth.
Hi, Jackie.
I was just trying to think on the way here. When did you start working with us? It's a long, long time ago with All About a Smile, because you were there with Mamala.
Mamala.
So that was right, like near enough at the beginning.
Probably right. You started with Irma.
Yeah, just after
and
Irma.
So I think we came back in October. So it was like right around Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't take long. You got stuck in,
Sure.
But your house quite regularly gets full up.
Yes, we are the storage area for all the stuff that gets collected.
So can you tell us tell everyone what happens with the mega yachts? Because we haven't talked about the mega yachts really.
So we found that when the mega yachts go out on charter, they come back and they have a lot of either food or things that people don't want to take back home, and so they give us a call and we pick it up and find which charity could use it the most. So we have everything from baby items, diapers, food. I got 100 pillows once after Irma.
Did you get milk once? A lot of milk?
The milk actually came from one of the warehouses on the island that it was about to expire but hadn't. And they called me and they had over 1,000 liters of milk.
I mean, these are just one of the stories, but there's so many of them. I came over, I don't know, it was only a couple of weeks ago. You've been given a load of food. It was fantastic because we had to try it. What were they cooking? Was it just on a mega yacht?
So that was a mega yacht that cooks for the staff on the weekends, and if the staff don't go out and there's extra food, they call me, and I brought it to actually one of the foster homes that has 17 children, so she could always use extra food, so it was great.
And could you tell everybody about Mama Webster, because it's one of the kind of projects that we've worked with closely and we haven't said anything about.
So Mama Webster has anywhere from up to 35 children, and what she does is helps out a lot of single moms who are working during the day, and on the French side they get off on Wednesday afternoons. So often the kids don't have anywhere to go, so she feeds them. They pick up from Dutch schools and French schools, come to the house, she feeds them and keeps them for the afternoon. And on other days too, she'll bring them home for lunch, because the children on the French side and the Dutch side often go home for lunch.
How old is she? Do you know actually how old she is?
I think she is about 78. She's in her 70s.
And then it could be up to
Amazing.
30 children. It's
Amazing.
incredible. What about Tom? Can you tell everyone about Tom?
So Tom runs a program called Players Development, and he takes children who often are from single moms, and they need help with homework after school, or they're struggling. So Tom usually communicates with the school, finds out where they need the most help in what areas, and he has tons of books based on different levels, and he's very strict with them getting taking their uniforms off and getting their homework done, and they earn rewards along the way, and then they have playtime after.
And also he has a sharing table.
Yes,
which
he has a sharing table.
That's really important, this sharing table.
And after, there's quite a few families that live around the dump, and unfortunately get a lot of the stuff they need out of the dump. So what Tom does is, with all the items that many people donate, he sets up a sharing table, and the women come over and take what they need, and he was doing it once a week. And he was also doing food after Irma, because many of the families didn't have money to buy food.
And we found a lot of tourists would come to us and say, what can we do? So we would go shopping, and we had like a regular list, and then they would take it to Tom for his sharing table. Now we do that for people, but we use the mailbox as a drop-off. They're very good. And so if you got anything you want to leave to go to Tom's sharing table, just take it to the mailbox and we pick it up. Well, actually Mary Beth picks it up a lot more than her car knows the way to Tom on its own.
And we're also now spreading out to more organizations. We've got more involved in the foster care community, and there's a shelter, the transitional shelter, which is families that came out of Carnival Village that Jackie had talked about. And there's a lot of elderly people who probably will never go back to living home alone. So in this shelter, these people get breakfast and lunch, but no dinner, and have a lot of needs. So we have been helping them a lot. There's one family there with 10 women, daughters. So we have been helping them. And we also, for the children that don't have families, or they've been taken away from their families by the courts, we have 2 foster care homes. One is for the 2 to 12-year-olds, which is Miss Sally, and then there is the youth home, which is for the 13 to 18-year-olds.
Now, yeah, the only way we tell you what we're doing is on our Facebook page. So allaboutaSmile.org is where you can actually donate, and all we do is post pictures on our Facebook page so you can see. So with the foster system, it comes a bit of a problem because we can't always post pictures of the children.
True.
So we can't always tell you what we're doing, but kind of we want to assure you we don't stop. We're always doing something. We're going to Mary Beth has given me some video, and I'm going to do a montage of video of some of the things that we've been doing, but we may have to blur out some of the children's faces. If you had something to say to people that would like to donate something, what would you say to people out there?
So surprisingly, one of the big things is when it's school times, the children need to wear black shoes. And Tom once told me a story that was so heartbreaking, that he has to be so creative so that the kids are able to go to school, because without black shoes they can't go to school. He actually buys spray paint and buys the cheapest sneakers or shoes he could find, and then he will spray paint them black so that they can go to school. So black shoes in all kinds of children's sizes are always welcome. And then the other thing is, basic needs like deodorant and toothpaste and soap, all the hygiene products, feminine products for girls. Sometimes the girls can't go to school because they don't have the money for those types of items. So those are all things that we have been gathering and delivering, especially to the shelter and to Tom's. And we have a great donor, Don, from Canada.
Oh, he's wonderful. And Marta, we went out and bought 400 pairs of shoes once.
Yeah.
So, and she's coming back next week to the island. So we have some wonderful people that donate monthly, people donate when they come. We have all different types, and the thing that's important is that 100% of what we receive we pay out to the local people on St Maarten, so you can be rest assured that we're out there doing the job. Thank you for everything, Mary Beth. I don't know how I would do it without, well, I wouldn't be able to do it without you. And thank you for everybody that donates. And you can join on the Facebook page so you can see what we're doing, or send either of us messages, or drop off anything at the mailbox. Anything else you can think of?
No.
That's it, really.
Tracy's been a big help.
Tracy at the
Did you
mailbox.
talk about Tracy?
Yep, at the
Yeah,
mailbox.
yeah.
She's actually in one episode, 3 Brits Abroad. You'll see
Oh,
Tracy.
okay.
She's funny. And yeah, they've been very good at the mailbox. So thank you for watching, listening, and go on to allaboutasmile.org and send us your money.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
all your support. We couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely.
After sifting through hundreds and hundreds of videos, I've just picked a few. This you can see is Christmas. I think that's Mama Webster. This is a party that we did, and the children had so much fun with the piñata. And one of our lovely volunteers came over. Actually, she made so many outfits, and she bought all these clothes and hair and jewellery, and all the children at Mama Webster's were the recipients. And one thing we didn't talk about, every Christmas we have a food drive and we buy baskets of food for local people. So there you go, just a few videos.